Hi guys and gals! Back in 7th grade I went to China over spring break, specifically Beijing and Shanghai. Here's that story. On March 21st, 2019, me and my siblings and my mother had to get up at the crack of dawn. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's probably closer to 8:30. But anyways, we got dressed and then we ran out. Hi, Mother! It's okay. Oh, goodness gracious. You weren't supposed to come in. Now I'm embarrassed. What a visit. Anyways, we got to the airport, and here's me and my siblings waiting in line. And here's another picture of us waiting in line. And you may be wondering whose fingers those are. Well, approximately 0.2 seconds after that picture was taken, a TSA agent took my two oldest siblings away, and me and my mom never saw them again. Or that's how it would have ended if this guy was a serial killer. But nah, these two fools got sent away to TSA pre-check while me and my mom were stranded all alone in this big scary airport. But after like 20 minutes, we were all reunited and all was well. Until like 2 seconds later, I had to get my bun checked for like illegal substances. But eventually we made it in, and then, oh, there we are on the airplane. And then before we knew it, we were in the sky. And after an hour of listening to BTS and reading Wattpad stories, we were in Detroit, Michigan, where we got off the plane and had some yummy, wummy McDonald's. And then we got on our next plane and we were on our way to Shanghai. And it was all great and wonderful, the flight attendants were passing out meals and everyone had their own little TV. I think I was watching like Moana or something. All was great. We weren't gonna crash. No worries. Until this one decided to pass out on the plane. But after a whopping 17 hours on the plane, we were landed safely and we were in the airport. But no, we were also in Shanghai. And the first thing I did when we got off the plane was try and text my friends. But what's this? There was no connection, so I'd have to wait till we got Wi-Fi to let them know that I'm not dead. And my apologies, because I actually did lie just now. The first thing we did when we got off the plane is get our fingerprints scanned. And I'm gonna pause real quick and give some quick backstory. My mom's friend used to live in China while we were there, and she chaperoned us around the place and figured out car rides and stuff. And that was one of the reasons why we went to China, because we wouldn't be alone there. Anyways, backstory over. Alrighty, so we got off the plane and it turns out Colleen ordered us a cab driver to take us to her house. And after my mom had a big fat elephant pee, we were off on our own in the airport to look for our cab driver, who was supposed to be holding up a sign with my mom's name on it. And after some not so hard locating, we found him and he took us to his car and he gave us water and he took our bags for us and it was so nice. And then when we were actually in his car and on our way to Colleen's house, I don't remember much because I was half asleep for the 2 hours that we were in the car, and I reckon me and my siblings looked like this in the back seat. And before we knew it, we were at Colleen's apartment complex where we saw her waiting outside the door for us. Fast forward to the morning after a night of watching TikToks and texting my friends because jet lag kept me up. We were in a cab, oofda, on our way to spend our first full day in Shanghai at the Rivertown Market. Skipping forward again, when we got to the market, we saw a homeboy giving out boat rides to whoever would pay him. So of course, we had to get one too. And then after that, me and my mom and this one got a candied fruity fruit on a sticky wicky. As we were walking along the market, not only did a squad of white people get stared at by the locals, but this one saw a lady sneak a selfie with me and I didn't even notice. Anyways, after that catastrophe, not even 10 minutes later did I start to realize that the candy part on my strawberries was too sweet. So, as anyone else would have done, I bit off the candy part and spat it out on the ground, but I must have done something absolutely hilarious. I'm talking John Mulaney status here, because after I spat said sweet out, an old toothless man walked up to our white squad and laughed at me. Anyways, we also saw a man washing his hands in the dirty lake. So, with all that being said, on to... Nothing very memorable happened on our second day. My mother had to pee into a trough/squat toilet for the first but not the last time. We went to another market that had a narrow walkway and too many people, and that night we took a lovely walk downtown to grab some snacks. And needless to say, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. Now, So he went to a temple, and this one had found a Buddha he felt such a strong lust towards that he had the audacity to shamefully rub the poor statue's nipples, and didn't stop when a guy even stared at him. The next day we went to another market type thing, except it was more spacious than the others and had these big honking flowers. At some point we came across a stand selling vanilla yogurt in these jars, and if you don't think these little ditzy doos are the most precious little things, then you're lying to yourself. Anyways, after we walked around for a while, Mother took us away to a tea house where we got to taste an assortment of leaf leekings, and every one of the leekings tasted like sticks. The next day we went nowhere very special. Only the Shanghai Tower, which is just the second tallest building in the world. Not to flex or anything. After we took some pictures at the top of the building, me and the gang went down to the gift shop where my peepers landed upon a sloth. I instantly fell in love with this sloth and would soon consider him my first son. His name came to me soon after I got him, the name being Bartholomew. He was approximately 46 hours old when I got him, and he's definitely a Cancer. Nothing and no one can come between our love, and if you try, you might just get beat. Surprise, surprise, the next day we went to another market. I got a little piggy smiggy treat and me and the gang got dumplings afterwards. At the end of our visit, Mother and Clean went to go look for a bathroom and we all ended up in this sketchy alleyway. Just to the right of us, there was an elderly lady washing a slab of cardboard in a tin bucket filled with water that was so mucky it looked like it'd been through war. Me and my siblings were left in this alleyway while Colleen and Mother went to the bathroom that had a squat toilet that looked something like this, and Colleen claimed that there's a line of ladies watching her do her business. Skipping forward, Colleen had to go to work, so me, my siblings, and my mother were left to brave Shanghai alone for the first time. However, not to worry because Mother had a plan. We ended up walking 10 minutes to this little town-type place that was resembled to look like London. It had a fun building that looked like a castle, and we went into a bookstore that had flaps for an entrance. After we wandered around for a bit, the four of us got hungies. We came across a little hidden cafe called the Elephant House, and not only was the food delectable and the environment was calming, but our waitress spoke enough English so that we didn't have to struggle to order. Needless to say, everyone and their dead aunt enjoyed the Elephant House. Anyways, that night when Colleen got home, we found ourselves downtown again for I don't even know what, but we saw this. But honestly, they do be getting down and funky with it though. Okay, speed round. The next day we went to a big butt Starbucks that was very hot and expensive. Then we went to a museum and I couldn't tell you why I look so disgusting in this picture. Then we saw this room more dance moms. Then we went to the zoo and all I have to say is these monkeys were very excited. And then after the zoo, since Colleen was at work and this one didn't grab the key to our apartment before leaving, we were locked out in the hallway for 45 minutes. But all was well in the end because we ended up at this mall and found a restaurant that had a very taunting logo in my opinion. This one was struggling with chopsticks and ended up having to eat this delicious meal feeling like a loser. The next day we went to the more city-like part in the late afternoon to see the skyline, but before it got dark we wandered around. Since my initials are SH, my mom made me stand in front of things like this any chance she got. There's a group of people dancing and the music low-key went hard. And I got a new hoodie. When we got to the skyline, it was packed with people and still light out, but you bet we waited until it was dark. We went to this park, and all I say about it is moments after Mother took this picture, a little girl came up to us and started singing. She was very precious, and she must have been the most important person in my life for at least 30 seconds. But anyway, this is how we looked on our way back to Colleen's apartment. And so, on our last full day in Shanghai, we went to Disneyland since Colleen had a season pass. And instead of informing you on it, enjoy this montage. Alright, enough of that. We took a bullet train from Shanghai to Beijing and took about 4 hours to get there. The place where we were staying at was a bit suspicious, but it was also nice and homey. On our first night, we went to this Chinese opera, and we randomly got boosted up to a table with tea and snacks, which was great. As for the opera itself, it was interesting to say the least. Hold up, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet. The Sprite in China was exceptionally delightful no matter where we went. This information is important. Anyways, on our second or third day, we got up extra early and went outside to see our tour guide Julie, who's going to take us to the Great Wall of China. Alrighty, skipping forward to April 6th, it was my birthday and a day before we descended back home. We walked to a mall close by, but stopped on our way there to observe or store these spooky dolls in the windows. We ended up not getting anything at the mall since Asian people are itsy bitsy and I'm anything but. However, Mother made it up to me by buying our nightly ice cream one more since it's my birthday and I do what I want. And so, with all that being said, that concludes my trip to China. Alright, bye.